there. Welcome to Bountiful Hope. I'm Amy Huffman, and I'm so grateful that you're here. You were made for more. I don't say that lightly, and I'm not talking about striving harder or doing more. I'm talking about being more, fully alive, whole, and free. There's a kind of freedom that begins deep in the soul, and it's available to you right now. Our minds are often battlefields. Thoughts come in like whispers from the past, regrets, shame, fear, insecurities. Maybe you've been carrying some old wounds, old labels, or past mistakes, like badges that have just defined you throughout your life. But those things are not who you really are. As I ponder this, a song plays over and over again in my head, and it speaks so deeply to my soul. It's called Made for More, and it's by Josh Baldwin. It goes like this. I wasn't meant to be tending a grave. I was called by name, born and raised back to life again. I was made for more. So why would I make a bed in my shame when a fountain of grace was running my way? I know I am yours, and I was made for more. So you, my friend, you weren't meant to camp out in shame or guilt. You weren't made to live small. You were called by name, yes, you, and raised to life again. There's grace running your way even now. There's something powerful about realizing that the old version of you, that worn out version shaped by fear, shame, and the weight of expectations, it doesn't get the final say. Most of us get so used to that voice of condemnation, that one in our own mind, that we start to believe it's the truth, but it's not. Your past is not your home. Your mistakes are not your identity, and your pain is not the end of your story. We are a new creation in the Lord. Those aren't just words to read, they are a deep truth. When you choose to turn towards the Lord, you're saying goodbye to the grip of your old story. You're not your past. You're not the sum of your worst choices. You're not even who you were yesterday. You are chosen, you are loved, and you are made for so much more. Scripture says in Philippians 4:8, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is just, whatever is pure, and whatever is lovely, whatever is of good report, if there is any virtue and if there's anything praiseworthy, think or dwell on those things. So let's think on what's true right now. You were not made to live in shame. You were not made to carry guilt. You were made for love. You were made to reflect the beauty, the strength, and the goodness of the one who created you. That's truth, and that truth will set you free. And yes, the journey isn't easy. I know what it's like to feel weak. Honestly, not long ago, I went through open heart surgery. It was scary and it was humbling. Physically and spiritually, I had to surrender. I had to let myself be held. In that place of weakness, that's where the Lord gives the deepest strength. And maybe, like me, you spent years trying to be strong, trying to make up for the things that were already forgiven. But here's the thing. When Yeshua, Jesus, died, that old version of you died too. And when he rose again, he raised you into a new identity. That's more than belief. That's reality. Romans 6 reminds us that when we are immersed into him, surrounded by his spirit, our old selves are buried with him. But we don't stay buried. We also rise with him. Fear will try to tell you to stay small, to stay stuck, to stay the same. But listen, fear is not your friend. When those old voices start up, you can say, no, you're dead. You don't get to speak to me anymore. Your identity is no longer in the past. It's in the one who raised you. You are seated with him. Join with him. You were made for more. Life, true, full life, is found in surrender. You've been raised, you've been chosen. You're called to walk in newness of life, not by your strength, but his. So, if your heart feels like it's barely beating with hope, he's the one who gives renewed hearts, spiritually, emotionally, and yes, even physically. I'm living proof of that. You're not just saved from something, you're saved for something. You're an ambassador of hope. What you've lived through, you can speak to. You're not disqualified, you're equipped because you've endured what nearly broke you. That's now the ground where healing can grow. So don't bury it, don't hide it. Let God use it. That's how we overcome. Revelation says they triumphed or overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony or their story. Your story matters. Your voice matters. Your healing matters. You were made for more. So much more than just striving, so much more than shame, more than silence. You are made for joy, for peace, for purpose. The Lord has plans for your life. He sees you, he loves you, and he's not done with your story. Let go of what was. Say goodbye to the voices that try to pull you back. Take the next step forward. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to walk in faith. Hey, thanks for spending time with me today. I pray that these words wrapped around your heart like a gentle hug. If this episode spoke to you, would you share it with somebody who needs to hear you were made for more? Let's walk this road together. And if you feel led to share your story, I'd love to hear from you. You can email us at support@bountifulhope.org. This is Bountiful Hope, and there's always more ahead. Until next time, keep walking forward in grace, in truth, and in newness of life.